Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie reaction and commentary. And today we're going to be hopping into Sicario 2, The Day of Soldado. Now, I have no idea what that even means, but, you know, like a lot of the films that we decide watching on this channel, I try to go into things as completely blind as I possibly can and see if I can understand and get a better idea of, like, certain meanings, titles of, you know, whatever we're looking at as we experience the movie or TV series. You know, a good example of that is Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad has a lot of titles that work into its overall story. So I like to pay attention to that and try to go in, again, as completely blind as I possibly can, just to have a nice, genuine experience with it. So, yeah, the last time we left, though, with Sicario was years ago, you know, during the very beginnings of this channel, and I loved Sicario. I love it. I loved how it was directed. I love how it was shot. Obviously, we got the homie as the cinematography. Like, just it's so great for what it is. You know, it's one of those things where the content material was respected, it was directed, and you could just tell the people that handled the project, that handled what they were, you know, trying to talk about, knew exactly how they wanted to go about it. And, you know, it was really cool seeing some of the more ambitious ideologies kind of spring to life in that film and how it was incorporated into the actual narrative story as well. I also love the fact of how they played along with the characters. You know, there wasn't necessarily a main character. There were main characters, but there wasn't just any one of them. You know, but yeah, I loved everything that was going on with it. Again, the cinematography was absolutely stellar. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this one has to offer. I mean, Sicario 1, like the first one is really good. So I'm gonna go into this as blind as I can, obviously, but it's coming off of the weight from Sicario. Sicario is such a great film, so it's gonna be interesting seeing how they choose to capture this, what the story leads to, what are like, do we follow the same characters or not? I'm not too sure, so we're gonna find out. Like always, guys, if you want to be able to support this channel, the best way to do it is to Patreon if you haven't heard about it for the bajillionth time. But if you want to be able to watch and hear all that I have to say, the Patreon is where you can find it. You can also support the channel by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. And at the end of the day, you can just sit back, relax, you get your popcorn and snacks. I almost like froze. That was crazy. I had like so many things on my mind that I wanted to say, and I just completely like almost came out and made a whole new word there. That was insane. But yeah, you don't have to do any of the things I just said. Just sit back, relax, get your popcorn and snacks as we hop into Sicario 2. Again, guys, you can watch and hear all that I have to say to these films. I don't put all that I have to say to them on the YouTube channel, you know, for obvious reasons. So if you want to be able to, you know, hear a little bit more about the filmmaking or just my overall experience with this film, you guys know where to find it. Check it out in the link below. Stick up your copy of the film with mine, and boom, you'll be good to go. Oh, and the cinematographer for the last film is Roger Deakins. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name, but Roger Deakins. Similar to the last one, I'm happy that we're just kind of thrown into it, you know? We're just thrown into the tonality of this film.
See your hands! Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
Oh man, that's rough, man. That is rough. The question is, why was he there? He obviously wasn't like, you know, the rest of them. I can already tell this is shot differently, so I'm not sure if Roger Deakins is the cinematographer for this one, because it just feels like it isn't. It's hard to describe. Oh my goodness, man. Wow. Okay, I was wondering why we were lingering on this shot for so long. Jesus.
To do this, please.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay. Damn. That.
Kansas City tonight is
I just mentioned before about how we were just dropped into the tonality of this film. My goodness. All right. Yep, we're in this.
They empower us to send you something that is truly terrifying. The full weight of the United States military.
You know, it's crazy as well because of just how deep the last film got, how it isn't just black and white. You know, hearing that and seeing that, I can only imagine the deeper, darker strings at hand here. Whether that gets touched on or not, I'm not too sure, but let's just say everybody has their hands on the mess, is the theme I learned from the last film. There's no right or wrong, there's just, I guess, who gets the job done. Is that our guy? That is our guy. Well, one of our guys. Like I said, there was multiple unique main characters in the last film. I guess that's pretty interesting. We might get a reappearance.
I'm gonna call in an airstrike on your house.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Damn.
So here's my only question, Bashir. Who paid you to let the ship through?
Listen, man, now is not the time to be withholding information. All right? If there's any time to snitch, it's now. It is right now.
Tight borders are good for business.
Yep, that's the thing. There's always this underlying business aspect to things like this. And that's what really makes it unable to have like a good and bad, that grayness within it. I'm happy that they are carrying it over from the last film because that's what really made me just admire the heck out of the last film. It's how dark and honest and unwavering it was, and just it's corruption from all sides.
You can start making dinner with me, cousin.
Man, isn't there like a rule to just not recruit any family, let alone friends? Like, I could have sworn there's a rule for that. Don't do it to begin with. But if you're going to, don't involve your friends and family.
What do you think is the most valuable commodity that cartels move across?
I like how they shot that. I like how they put those pieces together, because you only thought it was just going to be only like one or two people in there. Turns out there's a bunch of officials.
If you wanted to, sir.
But again, I like this scene primarily because it just puts us back into the mindset of this guy, you know?
Dirty is exactly why you're here.
Yep. Literally just described the scene. It's great. We're reading it correctly, okay?
Done. Congratulations, you can afford your own hockey team now.
That's crazy. You know, you're talking about lives here, you know, whether there are victims or actual, you know, enemies. The fact that the discussion of lives is just being talked over like it's like a business deal, because it essentially is. That's rough. Speaking of old characters, here we go. We got the homie himself. We got the wolf himself. You know, that guy, he observes from the shadows, but this dude is the shadows, man. He is the darkness, bro. That's funny. That's funny. Golly, man. Damn. You just get pulled up on like that? That's crazy. You gotta have some bulletproof glass or something. Broad daylight, too. This scene is crazy. Just for the fact that this is broad daylight.
Adios.
What the Why'd he shoot it like that? Oh my god. Yo, he really tried to rapid fire. I mean, bro, you could have still probably just pulled the trigger regularly. Damn, that's crazy. Dr. Disrespect right there. He was in the last film too. I gotta say, I love those quick shots of breaking out of the normal filmmaking and showing us some really cool frames of just the surveillance. I don't know, like it doesn't seem out of place. It actually works really well with that. So hopefully I get to see that a little more. Damn. Just this swivel within the camera just reminds me of Children of Men. I wonder if they got it from that. That is traumatizing. Dear God. Just getting ran up on and stolen by people looking like they came fresh out of Black Ops. It does feel like this film is taking more of a movie approach, and I say that in a way where it's more so taking an approach that is a lot more bird's eye view, you know, with like similar to one of the shots that we look at from like a drone standpoint. This feels like this is more of like an all-encompassing story, whereas the first film was a lot more. It worked itself inward and outward. It was still a very personal story, you know, and it was more about how those personal connections with those characters affected and how they were affected by the outward conflict. Where it feels like here everyone seems to be, you know, trying to combat this conflict.
Here, speculation is Reyes has a family.
There's not really a lot of interpersonal conflict here. And because we know like a good amount about his character, it's really interesting being able to see how he responds, especially in a situation like this because of what happened with his family, especially with his, you know, his connection with his daughter.
When would you bring her across?
Well, now that we got the cartels at each other's throats, the sooner the better. Secret won't keep long.
There's no secrets in me.
You know, I do enjoy the fact that they're having a lot of conversations in public places. I know it's very cliche, but it works really interestingly here just because of the subject matter. You know, how things can be always constantly lurking, even in public areas and, you know, in the dark. There's always something lingering. Bro. Like, what was that, man? Why would you press him like that? That is not it. That is not the way to go, bruh.
Aquí yo quiero gente que esté al tiro, gente de confianza. Que me vale verga, cabrón. Me lo encuentra, a ver, cabrón.
I mean, I also gotta say, I'm happy that we're getting a pretty normal color grade for, you know, scenes in Mexico, man. Like, because, like, it's just interesting, you know. Usually in media, they always put the... Breaking Bad is, you know, subject to this too. But they put this yellow-green hue all over as color grading to signify that we're in Mexico. So I'm just appreciating the fact that, you know, we're getting regular color grading here.
No, we saved you. Why don't you just sit back and be grateful?
Oscar 1.
The face of, oh, I'm in deep doo-doo. That is the face of, oh,
Dirt roads make me nervous.
They're doing a great job at building up tension. I know it's not too hard due to the subject matter, but they're doing a good job with, you know, at least with the editing and adding new elements into this.
Contact right.
I don't see
Wow. Okay. So inside job. Damn. Damn. I'm not gonna lie. The way this is being shot right now is really good. Oh man. Now why the heck would he do that? And of course he had to shoot my man Dr. Disrespect. Surprised the UAV didn't pick her up. Like, isn't that what that's used for? Spotting people? Yo, he said, y'all want to follow us? Okay. Just popped the top down and just started loading out on them. Damn! Oh my goodness. Head just gushed open like a watermelon. This girl has seen a lot in the last few days.
Buenos días y perdonen la molestia. Estamos perdidos.
The dude's like, I don't want any problems with that. What the heck? I wonder if he knew this because maybe his daughter was deaf. But he could also just have easily learned it because of just his occupation. Yep, there we go. There we go. Now we know why he knows how to sign.
They want me to cut ties. You gotta get rid of her.
I can't do that.
What are you telling me?
I'm happy that, you know, he isn't that soulless. I mean, obviously so, just from his past. Damn, yo, where's all that light coming from? Where's all that light coming from the front? Is there like a... What is that? I'm just poking fun. I know that it's like a night scene. And those are already difficult enough to light up. I just wanted to figure out where all that frontal light was coming from.
Hey. They're sheep. Treat them like it.
Jesus, man. That's such a way to treat your own people, man. Damn. I guess that's what the mindset you have to do something like this. My goodness.
I'm sending another team to finish this.
No, I'll do it. Because if I don't, he'll probably come and kill you.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah, especially for what you guys are about to do, or at least attempt or try to do. I'm pretty sure he's not going to take that lightly. Damn. Okay. So how the heck do they know? How do they know?
Estarán haciendo otra guerra y no habrá marcha atrás.
Yep, the conversation's always this war that's about to start. You know, this all-out war. You know, this film always feels like it's teetering on that edge, just waiting for it to get kicked off. Damn. Okay, well, I guess they were not out of that situation then. What is going on here then? Oh, snap. Yo, they actually killed him. He's dead. Like, for real. Unless they did a Houdini and they put him into another car. Or maybe this was all part of the plan. Otherwise, that dude totally just got shot in the head.
2 minutes out. Back.
Damn, I can't believe it. I'm in disbelief. They actually shot him. Like he's dead? That's interesting. Interesting direction with that. I'm gonna see how it plays out. Bro, no way, man. No way. Stop it. No way. No way. Well, we now know he's alive. I don't know what the damage is, but I mean, I honestly thought he got shot. I was genuinely going to low-key commend them for doing it if they held on to that and executed that, you know? I was going to save my thoughts for when this film finished, but he's alive, so we'll see what happens. Damn, well, he's done, so. He's done. My goodness.
Come on, Dante! Come on, Dante! Stand up! Stand up!
Wow, man, this is just dirty, man. This is absolutely dirty. That girl is just, she's forever traumatized. She is done. She's absolutely done. Damn. I mean, my God. He really got effed up from that. I'm very much surprised he's alive. I wonder what his motive is now. I think he's just gonna cleanse everyone. Like, this is gonna be him finally getting off the chain and letting loose as he releases the pin to a grenade. Wow, bruh. Damn. I loved how they shot that. It really puts you into his state of mind. I love how they're applying a lot of elements of filmmaking, like the audio just being fainter, the soundtrack kind of just embodying that emptiness, but still going forward. You know, his will and him just literally doing his best to stay alive. It's exhausting. Damn! Wow! A year later. Oh! A lot can change in a year, I guess. Damn! It's like, yeah, remember when you shot me in the face?
Let's talk about your future.
Damn, that's... Jesus, that's dark. That is dark. Oh, man. Whoa, are we done? What the heck? Is that... Alright, okay, alright. That is the end to Sicario 2. Wow. Alright, everybody, we just got done Sicario 2. This one left me off on an open-ended ending. This was... Man, oh, wow. I was not expecting that. I almost wish there was like another 30 minutes at least. Maybe even an hour to this. Because... That's an interesting choice to end it. That is an interesting choice to end it, and I'm not sure if I like it. It's interesting, so I do commend them for even doing that, but I don't know. Like, I feel like with all the, not necessarily loose ends, but if I were to relate it to like the greater message, you know, like what is all of it? Like, what's the point to all of this? It would have been a lot more daring, or even just a lot more... It's weird. It almost makes more sense if he would have died. And I didn't want that, obviously, but with how things ended, it just probably would have made more sense if he died and just you were able to see the continuation of just the cycle. You know, it almost feels like nothing was gained, right? And that's the sort of goal of it, you know? Well, not necessarily the goal, but part of the direction within the first film was that, right? Like, there isn't a good, there isn't an evil. You know, the progression of going forward or making things better isn't as dotted, you know, on paper. And I love that conversation because, you know, how the first one ended is very similar to this, where it leaves it open-ended. But within the first one, it just felt that the hitting of that theme just made a lot more sense, right? Where it's like you could do something, but what's the point? Even if you were to take out all the bad people, the damage is already done, right? So it's like, what's the point? Where do you go from there? The best thing to do is to leave, right? Whereas with this one, it felt like the point was similar, especially with you know, the daughter being quite literally effed for life, you know, just emotionally traumatized, just humanly traumatized. And, you know, that last moment when they're on the helicopter and the guy's looking at her and seeing that, you know, like, yeah, he did spare her life, but at what cost? Like, what's the point of, like, that little bit of goodness when there already has been so much bad, you know? And you can see the results of that. She's gonna have to live with that for the rest of her life, and she's gonna have to be in witness protection for the rest of her life, traumatized. So it almost would have been a lot more unique if they just kind of just ended it there, and maybe like follow off with the kid, you know, now like a year later, or even like maybe a couple years later. They can even do like a 4-year later. You see the same kid and he's doing the same thing, or he's picking up the mantle of his cousin that, you know, died on the spot, or just things that would have better portrayed that this would have been it's a never-ending cycle into the abyss, and it's very bleak, and it's raw, and it's not beautiful to face, right? Whereas this one, it didn't hit that. It just didn't hit that mark for me. But everything else was really good. You know, it was a great sequel. I believe it was a great sequel. But the first one was just so. I mean, it was just so good. Like the flow of that theme and the flow of these characters and how it related and went in and out of how these characters felt. And you always knew how these characters felt, and you always questioned what these characters felt. One of the, I guess, aspects that I really wish we had more of was the kid. You know, the not the girl, but the other kid. You know, the cousin. Whereas when he's doing all of these things and he's witnessing a lot of things, he's very like monotone, right? I guess it could have been targeted as that's what they have to do in order to do this, but I would have still loved to have gotten those inner moments with him, with how he's truly grappling this, because the entire film he just looked like a sad kid. You know, there's a level of sadness, especially after you dome a person, right? Like there's levels to it, and I wish that we could have hit those levels a little bit more. You know, with the screen time that we had with them, I felt like we could have had just a little bit more levels with it. But yeah, this was a very, very cool watch, just in a sense of just how the filmmaking was and the action as well too. I do wish the theme was just a little bit more. There were moments where I just thought that the theme could have been aided throughout this film. But, you know, I still had a great time. I still had a good experience with this. I think it was a really good sequel to the first one. I mean, first one is really high level. So, I mean, this did pretty good picking up the pieces. But we'd love to hear your thoughts. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with what I said? Do you not agree with what I said? What are your thoughts on the theme? Do you think there is one? Let me know in the comment section below. But like always, guys, stay healthy, stay hydrated, because we're just getting started.
Purple jacket, pocket full of weed. Everything that I should ever need. Grab some matches cause they give them free. Just like my time. Hair pulled back in the backseat.